Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man giving you the truth. And on this video, we're going to be hitting some points today. So all of my female subscribers just understand that it's not personal. It's business. And that there's nothing against you. But if you're not a unicorn, you might feel like you're getting hit with some of the stuff that I talk about. And on this video, I'm talking about how single mothers very often played a role in becoming single mothers. See, the devil is XX, man. I know everybody don't believe that. Guys and women are trying to debate me on the subject. But because the devil is XX don't mean you have to act like her if you're a woman. Like, there's women in heaven right now, like literally resting, white robes. You don't have to act like Satan. You don't. But just like Satan, if you were to sit down with Satan right now, she would try to act like she ain't do nothing wrong. It was all him. He too controlling. I was just trying to help. You know what they say. That's what we finna get into. We finna get into this today. How most women play major roles in them becoming single. Now or single mothers, you notice how some women were more forgiving towards that same guy when they were boyfriend and girlfriend? You know why they become less forgiving? Because they become more entitled. See? And he could not even be doing the same things as he was during that period of time, and they still will be less forgiving. And these women end up desperate in a lot of cases, end up talking a whole lot of ish, a lot of and the next dude be jailbird, ex-cons, pookies, liars, just all type of stuff. And now they want to make the other guy miserable because he got tired of their mess and moved on. And I see this. I'm telling you, I know some people. I see this happen. See this playing out with YouTubers. I see this playing out with people in my city, people I know. Is they thought the grass was greener, but they found out that grass was artificial. And so it started coming up. And now when the grass start coming up and you see the dirt underneath, now they want to attack the ex. They want to play games with his kids. They want to try to charge him money so he won't have money to look nice, dress nice, ride good. Because they did the things we're going to talk about, and he left. He left. Boyfriends, husbands, we as men always get blamed by the relatives, sometimes by our relatives, by the friends. It's always, remember what I always say, it's your fault. That should be a meme. So we get blamed for the demise, and most women will swear you to secrecy when they know they doing little weak stuff. Man, I'm putting nobody in our business. Because they know they doing weak stuff. They know they saying weak stuff. Withholding sex is weak and evil. Especially when you argue more than you smash. Weak stuff. Now, most guys, if they honest, a lot of guys won't even like your post. But most guys, if they're honest, they'll be like, you know what, you're right. But most guys that want to say, I'm right, have a woman in their ear. Don't be putting everybody in our business either. That's what they do. I remember something happened at my job. Now check this out. This is how I can prove this is on all different spectrums. Something happened in my job. It was a kid. He was getting a little too big for his britches, as they used to say. And he wanted to talk about, man, you got gray hair, man. You washed up, man. You ain't gonna do this, man. Howard, I don't know why nobody be worried about you. All this stuff, right? And sometimes I let people talk to a certain extent when I was there. But I told him, I said, don't get in no fights. The dude, literally, if you saw the video, all the supervisors except for one, the one that didn't like me anyways, agreed with me, including the superintendent and the deputy superintendent. The guy on the video, you see him just standing on the stairs, looking for somebody to attack. While all the other stuff was going on, one of the kids, I had a lot of rapport with him, but he knew how I did things. He said, Howard, I ain't gonna lie, man. You just gonna have to beat my A. I'm finna tee up. Because he was after one of the kids on the pod over some stuff. So the other dude tried to follow his lead. After all of that, I ain't gonna get into what happened, but he didn't test me out like that no more. And they made jokes about him after that. But the supervisor that was there that night, she's like, this is bad. I hope they don't try to get you or charge you or nothing for this. All this, right? But every supervisor and the other two supervisors were trainers for years. They said, no, I don't see nothing wrong with what he did. See, this is where they used to try to get me. Because how big I am, how fast I be moving, it almost looks like it's excessive. It does. Like when you look at it on camera, it looks excessive. Because I'm not the weakest guy. I'm not the smallest guy. And I'm swift, though. I'm swift. So it always looked excessive. So she tried to make a big deal out of it. And like I always knew, I replayed the situation in my mind. When I got home, I said, wait a minute. There ain't nothing gonna happen with this. And she tripping. So I get back to work. She trying to save face, trying to save herself. Don't be going in there. I said, typical woman. That's the first thing I thought. Typical woman. You tried to make me think that I was in trouble. But then when you saw people go look at how you handled it and how your cronies handled it, now you want to save face. And that's what a lot of them do. I'm telling you, man. This why this red pill space is good, because we learning. I'm teaching and learning at the same time. I'm learning about laws. I'm learning about this. I'm learning about that. Because I'm not too arrogant. I'm learning. And so when I tell you that they try to blame us, but I replayed the situation, like I was thinking about all the relationships, people I knew that went bad, and what I knew actually happened. And in the majority of them, it was her. Like one particular woman was acting like her husband was so bad. But what she failed to realize is I knew her. Like we used to work together a lot, so I knew how she talked and how she did things and how she said things to men and how she treated men. And I knew that it's always worse at home. It's always worse for the dude at home. Because they more comfortable around. He know the mask is off. So it's always worse for the dude at home. But a lot of these women play a major role in them becoming single mothers. So let's kind of get into some of those things. Number one, trying to control a man. Especially you little something, you little petite somethings, that is a insult to your man. You always trying to tell him what to do and then trying to do what you want to do. That ain't gonna last. Like, even if you're a big girl, but when you petite and you doing this stuff, you cussing him out, you putting your hands in his face, he gonna get tired of you. He gonna get tired, especially if your sex is weak or became weak. Sometimes people's sex become weak because they don't want to do it no more. So it's not the same. And then they just want to, oh, you got ED. Do we? Or is it that you done changed all the stuff that he like? You, and then the high body count women who should be glad somebody even married them or trying to go with them, they want you to be this other dude. And most smart guys, most masculine guys, they gonna be like, why she trying to get me to do that? That ain't what I like. Then the next girl gonna do what he like. She gonna do what he like. Women get into this thing where they try to control men. I'm telling you, any dude, anything like me, that's the quickest way you gonna fall off, and you gonna be arguing all the time, and you ain't gonna, stuff gonna change. Cause to me, I've always had this certain view of women. And my view is, it's like a thermometer. Like, the more they play their role, the more credit they get. Like, you not getting no extra credit just because of your position as a girlfriend or wife. I think part of it's because these people, most people, because we can't see God. Like, I can't look in the clouds and see God's face. So most people get into this thing where they try to play as God. And they try to get away with a little bit more. You ever seen people in the church, how when they first get saved, they want to make everybody like them. And they think they know everything. But as time goes on, the true test of how close they are to God will show. Because you're going to see that God ain't as petty. And when you love him, you still going to do what you got to do. But when people see he ain't as petty and they don't really love him like that, they go right back to their evil ways. They go right back to their evil way. Women do that in marriage. They do. And you say, well, you don't talk about men. Okay, let's talk about men before I get into this. Here's where guys mess up their relationship. Dishonesty. Not telling the truth about what you expect, what you want. Then being childish. When she don't do what you want, now you're cheating on her and you're lying, which is that dishonesty, which creates more of a rift than if you was just honest and she either went her separate way and you ain't waste no time, she ain't waste no time. But guys don't be doing that. Guys, money is not, money, unless you addicted to some type of drugs, anything else that you do with money can be corrected. So that's not, money is not, if you're not doing anything abusive to her or your kids, money is not a good enough reason for a woman to leave. Because she's supposed to be a helpmeet anyway. And therefore, she's not there to sit on her $$ or on her hands, if you want to be more PG-13. No woman is there to sit on her hands. If you letting them do it, you don't know about relationships. You got more to learn. Because what you're going to do is you're going to create a monster. And now, this is where the double standard that they have is born. You letting them get away with too much. When they be testing you, trying to get you to carry their purse and all this, all that. And I could see sometime getting her some pads if she's busy. But if she didn't want you to do it, because she don't want these other dudes to know she on that time of the month, that cycle. You tell her, man, get your own stuff. It just depends on the situation with that. But guys be like letting them get away with too much. Like, next, when they try to base their relationship on love, on emotions, neither party should base their relationship on emotion. You got to control your emotions, and you got to make a decision. Are you going to keep dealing with this person, or are you not? But you don't base it on what most people be standing up there talking all this stuff. Oh, I hope we did. You know how they let you talk at the wedding. And then it be the total opposite. They whole time of their relationship. Stop that, man. Just stop it. It's not even about that. It's a transaction. It's like, okay, you're the one that I want to do my business with. I want to do my sexual business with. I want to do my financial business with. I want to protect. I want to do this. I want to do that. It's like a business agreement. And people want to get the laws all in there. All this, all that. And listen, guys, let me tell you, man. You tell her that, yeah, I'll marry you, but not in the palimony state, and I don't want no marriage license. We can have an agreement, go to the UPS store, a check cashing place, or anything with a notary, and get our agreement legalized by a notary. I ain't doing that. If you can't, girl, bye. Give them one of they, you know how they say, boy, bye. Girl, bye. They try to make it where you have to get a marriage license, like they just a permanent fix with no flaws. Don't always act right. Man, don't y'all know that this dude's paying alimony and they wife cheated on them? Don't y'all know that? Y'all don't know that. But that's how it is. So trying to control, man. Trying to control, man. All that stuff. That's the main thing. Is trying to control. But then you have, so I have a list right here. How they play a major role. But I want to get into another story real quick. One of my grandmothers. Check this out. One of my grandmothers, church going, but she was kind of on the mean side. And I knew it. All the grandkids, we all knew it. She was kind of on the mean side. And we knew it. So I don't know what my grandfather did when I wasn't born yet. But she put him out. She put him out. And she didn't deal with him no more, right? But through the years, we saw her ways. The light-skinned grandkid got the most. We saw her ways. The favoritism. But let them tell it, though. Nothing was her. My grandfather ended up remarrying. And it's crazy because his second wife, I kid you not, out of all the people I ever met in life, his second wife was the nicest person I ever met. Bar none, the nicest person I ever met. And they stayed married until his death. I don't know, he died first. But they stayed married until his death. Now, if he was so bad, what was the change? What was the change? See, women try to control men. They don't know that polygyny is, what I would tell guys is don't be lying and being mysterious. But, so, man, I mean, that's perfect. He not a sinner for getting a second. You can't show me that in the Bible. I dare, please, try. Try me. Try to make me believe. Let's debate. that polygyny is a sin. But let's get into this list. I want to get into it, because this go hand in hand with my short. The first thing, disrespectful speech, tone, and behavior plays a major role. Listen, I ain't never been no punk. So me being married, I ain't gonna become one. When these women try to talk to you like you're a punk, or as they say in the more vulgar world, like you a bitch. That's how they try to talk to you, like you on the track. These chicks literally try to treat guys like they on the track. What you got for me? No. They taking money like a pimp, but they ain't giving money. And most of the time, if they give it, it's money that you gave them. This is how they become single mother. Now, when you in that role, you should be more quiet than anything. You shouldn't be argumentative. You shouldn't be, you can make suggestions, and you should. If things ain't going right, you should make suggestions. You should. But what people do is, if it's something they want, they go along with the financing of it until rock bottom comes. And life will come. Expenses do come. So disrespectful speech, tone, and behavior. Number 2, trying to turn the tables on them. Here's what I mean by that. What I mean by trying to turn the tables is when in the relationship, they try to make it like they're the head, they're the most important, they're the key. When they're just part. And they're not in control. A guy that know he's supposed to be in control and you trying to be in control, it's just a matter of time that you're going to get cheated on if he a beta, or you're going to get left if he a alpha. Just a matter of time. And number 3, cheating. Emotional cheating, physical cheating, with them is the same thing. This is what y'all don't realize, man. If your wife is masturbating to their fantasies to another man, it is not the same as a man who was created to desire multiple women. That's why I always say, we ain't supposed to share them, they share us. If let's say I'm sharing a woman with a dude with a 25-inch penis. How's that gonna go for me? Whereas if a guy has 2 women and one of them is deeper than the other one, it's just gonna be deeper. You just gonna have to put more body into it. It ain't gonna be the same as if a guy was sharing another woman with another man. It's not the same. Y'all need to stop trying to act like it is. Number 4, flirting with other men. Look, you married, right? If you're a girlfriend, especially living, you want to be married, right? You want him to commit to you, right? Okay. Why are you flirting with other men? Again, what if you and that dude do the nasty? And he pull his wing ding out and it come up to his nose. And you aroused, you say, forget it, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to take it. This ain't for kids. What's going to happen with the other dude? See, flirting is a woman's symbol that if you play your cards right, we can go to the next step. But a woman who's committed to a man, for what? I'm not sharing no woman, man. If you think I'm not enough, then, hey, listen. Why don't you get the hell out of the way so I can get something in here that's going to appreciate what I bring and stick to me? The next thing, we're going to try to wrap this up in like 3 minutes. Becoming physically violent. Zero tolerance. If you do that to her, and some of these women really think they can get with you. They really think they can whoop you. I believe that. Just listen real close to them when they talk. They think they can beat you. When they start talking about what they're doing and all that, they think they can beat you. But then when they try, if you get on to them, 911, what's your emergency? Don't take that off them, man. 911, what's your emergency? She swung, she missed. She got her nose broke with the first shot. Got her teeth knocked out with the second. Any woman that tries to get this is why you don't get no marriage license. Because if they get physically violent with you, they be talking all that crazy stuff. You got to keep sleep with one eye open, pregnant. You got to be able to get away from around them, man. Number 6, trying to control a man. Once again, that's what I had on this list, but we already talked about that. A lot of these women, they'll act like they don't care if you get with somebody else, but then when you do, they trying to fight her. They trying to fight her. I thought you didn't care. Yin yang, talking all that. Number 7, unsubmissiveness. Not following his lead. I'm telling you now, with me, any dude that's like me, you in the danger zone. Because I know you're supposed to be following my lead. If I'm doing something wrong, and you can't prove I'm doing it wrong, then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to figure out a way to help me. But they just want to sit up there, and sometimes it be little factors. Like maybe they think they're smarter than you. Maybe they got more education than you. Maybe they grew up in a better... Whatever it is, a lot of times you got to vet these women, and you got to be able to pull this out in the beginning so you won't commit to them. Because if you try to commit to them down the line, it's going to be messed up anyway. So unsubmissive. And then the last thing I had on my list is trying to be more important than they are. That goes along with number 2. This is how y'all become single mother. You could try to blame the dude, but let me ask him. If he's not in and out of jail, which sometimes that's be their fault, drug abuser, if he will work, listen, man, a lot of dudes will work, it's just sometimes they don't handle their finances right. And so in those times, he got to get it right. But if he need help, you supposed to be helping him somehow. Say, well, if you staying at home, then you still need to figure out how you can help him and stay at home. But they just want to throw everything on you. And over time, all them responsibilities that was theirs as a wife, they're going to try to throw that on you too. Because they don't respect you. You picked the wrong one. If you pick the right woman, she's not going to do the things that I talk about, even when she gets older. If you pick the wrong one, she's going to do the things I talk about. And sometimes all you got to do is look at the parents, man. If they fighting like cats and dogs, you be like, whoa, I don't want to do that. But anyway, they play a major role in becoming single, man. I don't believe any of them is 100% innocent unless the dude died or did some crazy stuff. A lot of these women, they like you better when you're a thug. That's what's weird about them. That's going to be my next short, too. Thanks for watching. Keep tuning in. This is The Truth Man.